And now, through the magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future, Transformers Slag Podcast.
What's up, everybody? How we all doing this Saturday night? It is the Transformers Slag Podcast and our live stream main event. I am your host, Protoman. I am the face that runs this place. I'm the voice you hear Monday to Friday, and it is Saturday, and it's probably the busiest week we've had in a very long time. In a very, very long time. We got a lot to cover today. A lot of cool stuff to cover. A lot of interesting reveals have happened in the Transformer world that we're going to be talking about. The embargo on Transformers 1 has been lifted. Do not worry, there will be no spoilers today on the live stream. You want spoilers, go check out my review that I did just a couple days ago. We got a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of interesting stuff to say the least. There's quite a bit. Man, got 2 bottles of waters with me just in case, because this might be a big one. So, giggity. So, who's in the chat today? We got Michael Butcher. What's up, man? We got Roman. We got Sharif. We got James. Will Murphy. Cringe McCringle. T-Formers 2002. Modutron. Bigums. Patrick Brown. Who else do we got? Prince of Phalanx 59 we got here. David Cabal. What's up, man? Talib is here. Y-Lag Y. We got Rudy Mack, Ashnud. More people are probably streaming in right now. So today we are going to talk to Robots in Disguise. Today we are going to be talking about, man, there's just so much to talk about. We have quite a bit of slides to go through. Stuff that I wasn't able to talk about this week because we just had so much. And I was a busy boy. Was only able to put out so much. But let's jump into it. The first thing I want to go with, first thing we're going to start with, is Captain Subasa crossover with Transformers. Did anyone get that on their bingo card? Ike Subasa with Convoy. Got a whole bag of Captain Subasa figures. Could you tell I like sports? Yeah, Captain Subasa and Transformers. By the way, these are like the only Captain Subasa figures that exist. Sports animes rarely have good figures. So, Japan, with one of their longest running sports manga of all time, Captain Subasa, are going to be doing a Transformer Day in Japan. The Nanketsu SC. Nanketsu is the fictional town where Subasa played from back in the day before he went to go play for Brazil. And yeah, very weird. We're not going to get many items out of this. There's going to be some acrylic little figurines, some poster stuff and everything. It's more just an event for the kids and everything. But if you're a big fan of Captain Subasa, which, I mean, if you live anywhere in Europe or in South America, this is a very popular anime in those countries. I live in Quebec, Montreal, Canada, where we had every anime on television in the 80s and 90s, and Subasa was no different. So that's why I have all of these, and my boy Wakabashi, the goalie and everything. Good stuff. But yeah, so this is going to be coming to Japan. There'll probably be some items kicking around. Very cool. So I'm down for that. Probably the least expected crossover, I would imagine. I mean, out of all the sports anime, I would have thought Initial D would collab with Transformers beforehand. But sure, why not? Make it happen, Captain. And yeah, man. It is what it is. Dragon Screamer. Yeah. But let's get into some of the news that we covered this week, because we got so much. What's up, Larry? Rodimus Power, what's up, too? Everyone's slowly getting in here. Orlando Chavez, haven't seen you in a bit. So we also had Missing Link. We learned what's going to be our next Missing Link item. So for those who've been keeping track up to this point, we have CO1 Toy Convoy Missing Link, CO2 Anime Version Convoy Missing Link. We have CO1S Sentinel Prime Missing Link, which is the TF Expo exclusive. And then we have CO3 and 4, which is Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper, or Bumble and Cliff as they're known in Japan. And now we have CO5 here, shown for the very first time in prototype form, of Sunstreaker. And if you're kind of curious, why Sunstreaker? Why did they decide to go with him? Go check out my individual segment on it. I did a nice big visual explanation on the history of Sunstreaker and his connection to Japan and his limited nature over there, and then how difficult he is even to get in America, despite the fact that he was a mainline 84-85 retail product. So pretty crazy, pretty crazy. And yeah, Sunstreaker is going to be getting the Missing Link treatment. Clearly, he's going to get some extra stuff. Again, go check out my individual segment. I cover a lot of little tidbits, pieces, and everything, weapons, all the kinds of cool stuff that's going to be happening with that. And then to the right of him, granted, this is just the foam prototype from many 40 years ago of RC, but it looks like RC is also going to be getting the Missing Link treatment in this design, which is wild when you think about it. And RC existing and this actually being entertained gives me even more hope for that 1986 Unicron getting the Missing Link treatment. Now, will they do it in full size? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, Takara has taken their risks with big items in the past. They've imported a few Titan classes to limited success. When we had the Fortress Maximus Encore reissue, that didn't do well also. So it's hard to say if they'll want to invest in an oversized item like that Unicron. Maybe they'll do something that's a smaller version. It's a possibility. But I want full size. I want it to be one for one how the original was supposed to be. That was like, I want to say like a good half a foot shorter than Fortress Maximus. I'll shell out the coin. I've been waiting 40 years for it. I'm willing to do it. But I don't know. I just have this part of me that's like, Japan has had some pretty bad luck with large items, both on the Sentai side with their big, combiner robos, and just even like, look, they did that green Unicron lucky draw that was mass released. That didn't sell well. Would end up on clearance on Amazon.jp. So we'll see. We'll see. But at least the RC will be happening. That's pretty damn amazing, in my opinion. So we'll keep you posted on this. The interview that they did with Kobayashi-san said that there will be more reveals as the events continue on the Pacific Rim on the other side. So we'll see what's popping. But again, Sunstreaker in the near future for CO5, and then possibly RC for CO6. Pretty stinking rad, if you ask me. And then we got all our stuff that we have with Hasbro Pulse. There was quite a bit. Oh, we got a super chat. Princeton Phalanx 59 with the $5 super chat. I just got done seeing Transformers 1, pretty good, 9 out of 10. The 86 movie is still the best for me. This is this one second, and it's a must-see. Glad that you enjoyed it. Anyone who has seen it, anyone who has seen the movie, it could be the most jaded of Transformer fans, or it could be the most hyped up sycophant, I love everything Hasbro does, and everyone loves it. The people that are like, oh, I don't want to see it. It looks like a stupid kids movie with silly jokes, and I don't like the designs. Okay, bro. But you call yourself a Transformer fan, and you're going to be missing out on one of the greatest movies we've gotten. And I guarantee that guy that was complaining probably saw all the Bay movies. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to tell people what to do with their lives, but if you fail, don't say I didn't warn you. So go check it out. Great movie. Again, Princeton Phalanx 59 gives it the thumbs up. So who cares what I say? Princeton says it's good. So Princeton says it's good. It already got 4 thumbs up just from the people here. So good enough for me. Good enough for me. But yeah, what else do we got? What else do we got? So let's talk. Thank you, Princeton, for the super chat. So let's talk Hasbro Pulse. Got a bunch of stuff we got to cover. Um, I have some slides that I wanted to use, but I think I'll maybe save them for later because it's touchy stuff that I kind of got. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll see how I feel later. But you'll kind of see that I have some untouched up stuff. But yeah, so let's start. Probably shouldn't have started with that. Everyone's going, what the hell is he talking about? But so let's start with some of the new reveals that Hasbro Pulse gave us through the Transformers little segment. 26 minutes quick. BMAC, Evan, and Mark really had to blaze through it. Nate came in the clutch at the end, along with a special guest, which we'll talk about in a moment. But let's talk about first our last few waves, our Q4 of Transformers Legacy United, Deluxe Class G2 Breakdown. No surprise that we're getting this one. No surprise at all. I like that they used the toy head sculpt. I kind of called it a little bit. I was like, man, we got that toy head sculpt. They're going to use that for the G2 one. That'll make it extremely toy accurate because G2, Breakdown was just a toy thing. It never was a show thing. It never was a comic thing. It was just that. And with the G2 Breakdown, with its new head sculpt, we are one step closer to the end. All we're missing is a G2 Wild Rider and a G2 Motormaster. Personally, me, just a personal take. At this point, if you're going to do a G2 Motormaster on his own, maybe just include the Wild Rider with it. Do it as a big 2-pack, a Commander with a little extra bonus. I'm just saying. Could work out that way. And that way you don't have to worry about finding a place for G2 Wild Rider and Motormaster. Make it a Pulse exclusive or something. But it's quite fascinating because we had like the Walmart exclusive Speedia for the Shadow Strip, aka the G2 Drag Strip. We have the again Walmart exclusive for the Toxtron collection with Dead End, and now we have a mainline version for this G2 breakdown. So it's something where we go, are they going to have to reissue some of the past ones to help out people? Because that G2 Shadow Strip didn't really get a good spread, so to speak. Mind you, everyone was more concerned with, like, let's say, some of his other compadres in Wave 2 of Speedia 500. But still, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm curious about the secondary market value for these in the future, especially even stuff that people were sleeping on, like the Dead End. So we'll see. We will see, but we're getting close. We're getting close to a complete G2 Stunticons. Pretty wild, pretty wild. Let's talk about an Aaron Archer one. Let's talk about Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Armada Wheeljack, aka Rampage from Micron Detsetsu, as he was called. No relation to a Predacon. I love this. We knew this was happening though. This is no surprise. Oh wow, look at that shattered glass one we got with the Minicon and the new batons and and everything. Wonder what's going to happen with that. Well, here we are with screen accurate coloring as it should be. Looking really good. We got a gold super chat. What do we got here? BC Digital. How you doing, BC Digital, with the gold super chat for $10. Just got home from Transformers 1 early access screening. All I could say is, wow, took my brother-in-law who isn't a TF fan, and even he was impressed and wants more. Can't wait to see it again next week. Brother, I feel you, man. I feel you. That's one thing that I will say about this movie that I thought that was, it was very bold of them to do it, but they gave, okay, I don't want to dive too much into it, but they really honored the Simon Furman and Aaron Archer aspect of the brand. You could take from that what you will. And by honoring it, it really gives people a good beginning of the lore. And then new fans are able to really jump in. And I mean, for anyone that's like, oh, so predictable. Like, we knew that, like, Megatron was going to be evil in the end. Well, duh, it's an origin story. But that's not the point. The point is, this was something to really, in a lot of ways, look, like what Armada did. Armada existed to kind of be a G1 2.0 so that a new audience of people could come in the turn of the century and be Transformer fans. You know, it got a new anime look, a big push on Cartoon Network, and brought a whole new audience of people to the brand. And this is the same thing. This is going to the beginning. This is not people that might feel like, well, I don't want to see Rise of the Beast or The Last Night or Bumblebee. I'll feel like I'm left out. I haven't seen the other 5 or 6 movies. But this is something where anyone could jump in, and it starts from the beginning, and it's an extremely entertaining movie. It's a dark movie. It doesn't speak down to you. It's not a kids movie. It's great. It's great. And hey, isn't it nice that the characters that make up 99.999% of the people on the screen are also the product that could be purchased? You know? How many times do we have to see Sam Witwicky or Noah or Haley Steinfeld, and all those characters that make up 80% of the screen time, but make up 0.1% of the product? You run a toy company, you should be selling toys, even if you want to say the commercial is that. But I love it, and I'm glad you love it too. And we're definitely going to be hearing a lot more of that as the week progresses, as people start to see it more. I am planning to see my next screening very soon. I went originally to a Paramount screening, which didn't come out of my pocket. And now I'm going to a fan event screening, which also still is kind of, rarefied. So it's where we're going to get some kind of free swag and everything. And then I plan to then go to one that actually is a paying screening at some point. Let's just say Montreal's been very busy with events and stuff for Transformers. We've been very lucky. Rise of the Beast, the movie was filmed here, and now this one's getting a big push too. So either way, glad you like it. BC, that's awesome stuff. Thank you again for the super chat. And definitely go see it again, because there's so many more Easter eggs in the background that you probably missed. And now you could take the time to look at the background and go, ooh, that. But yeah, thank you again for the super chat. Again, Armada Wheeljack, looking good. Got the blue stripes that are screen accurate, or the Japanese paint scheme accurate. Again, if you owned Armada Wheeljack here in the West, he had the yellow stripes on his front. Comes with his 2 batons. Does not come with his Minicon, unfortunately. Wind shear does not come with him. The explanation is parts count, isn't in the budget, unfortunately, for a deluxe class. So couldn't be done. But again, I just feel that the new price point that's going to be replacing core class is going to be Minicons. I just have this vibe. I'm telling you, this isn't like inside stuff. This is just a feeling. My Cronus is obviously going to be some kind of a part of this Age of the Primes line. And if my Cronus is part of this, there's going to be a Minicon or a Micron or a Micromaster aspect to it. And then you'll have that small price point to play that up too. I'm just saying, it's kind of how I'm connecting the dots here. So we will see. We will see. Our next one that's brand new is, of course, the Leader Class Overcharge, which for a lot of people, kind of a deep cut, was an E-Hobby exclusive repaint of Blitzwing back in the day. His biggest selling point, in my opinion, was back in the day, he came with a sticker sheet that had all the different factions and Transformers, including some that we didn't know the official names of. So that was like Overcharge's biggest claim to fame, in all honesty. He was an army builder for the Quintessons. But now we got him here. And now we have the army builder in a leader class. No new tooling. Would have been nice if there was like a new head sculpt on it, like something that was more maybe toy accurate, like a very toy accurate kind of head, just to like, cement in the E-Hobby connection. But, he comes with the sword, and, Mark, who did the deco on this one, said that he kind of went with a different kind of take on the deco that makes it pop a little more. And I mean, if anything else, we got that Overcharge trademark now. Maybe this guy here, good old Micromaster Minicon Taxi Overcharge, could get his toy. I don't know, take the Chase, the deluxe class Chase figure, make it a taxi, and use that Overcharge trademark in 3 years or so. We will see. We got a super chat from Time of the End, $2 super chat. Check out New Age Romulus Megatron Gun Studio Series 86 scale. Guys, they have been sending me so many pictures of this. Let me tell you something. Since, BotCon 2015, I think it was. Since BotCon 2015, I think, because I remember that was like when the first third-party, like, Megatron gun came out, and I think it was Apollyon. I don't remember the names. They have so many. I have the books up there. Should pull them down. But there's been so many different gun Megatrons. Most of them mostly in that. Some of them were in the classic scale. Some of them were in the masterpiece scale. I mean, that one looks cool that they showed me. But it doesn't look like it has a 5mm peg point for the universal weapons. But we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Third party will always fill in where Hasbro can't legally. So if that's your thing and you want to get a good Megs, that's one way to go about it. But I will say this, I've seen many a third party Devastator that were a million times better than the Combiner Wars one. But when that Combiner Wars one came out, TFCon auction, no joke, people were donating their third party Devastators. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hedgemon, thank you, Motortron. That's another one, yeah. But yeah. So yeah, Overcharge. So we'll see what happens with that. And the last thing that they kind of showed us, at least in terms of the Legacy United stuff, was what I refer to as the Scalper Busters. All of these guys. So if you were an individual, it's like, oh man, didn't get me any of these dudes. You just reach over. Like, I legit kept this guy in the package because I was just like, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm going to play it safe and let's see what happens. And well, lo and behold, it is happening. You're going to get a chance to get your Cosmos. You're going to get a chance to get your Galaxy Shuttle. You're going to get a chance to get your Bumblebee, although there wasn't really a shortage of the Bumblebee. It was more just he was stuck behind Target. And if you were a non-American, you had to use other platforms in order to get it, whether it be Toys R Us or GameStop or, in the Australia too, I believe it was true they had to use. So it is what it is. Anti-Seas 11 with the $2 super chat. What happened to Sure Shot? I believe JT Prime 17 said a lot of those listings that kind of fell off the wayside are used for other stuff later on. Or alternatively, their trademarks were completely changed. Like it was supposed to be Sure Shot and then they made it another character. I remember reading that somewhere. I don't know the full story, but I do know that Sure Shot will come at some point. They do want to complete that baseline of Target Masters. And I know how Mark is. He always wants to finish those micro collections. And Sure Shot is the missing link. No pun intended. I mean, yeah, you could kind of say like the Siege one of Crosshairs isn't that great, but I mean, it still is a version of him. And Point Blank we just got. I'm surprised we haven't gotten the anime accurate Point Blank yet. But still, pretty cool stuff. Hope we do get Sure Shot though, because he was the first Target Master I ever got. I got Sure Shot many years ago. The year was 1995, and Beast Wars had just come out. The toy line, not the show. The toy line had just come out, and I was at a garage sale, and it was just like sitting on like a curb of like the sidewalk, and there was Sure Shot, and that was how I got my first Target Master. And then, of course, I got all the pieces and everything later on through the various BotCons when it was cheap and easy. And those were the days. Garage sales suck now, and BotCon is not what it used to be. Thank you for the super chat, Otto C's 11. And then we got a gold super chat from Soup99 for $10. Hey, Proto, long time no see. Yeah, Soup, I see you all the time on the YouTube membership side of things. Long time no see. Just saw TF1 and it was amazing. Always spread the word. Darn right. Do you think if TF1 does well, do you think Hasbro will focus hard on G1 again? Well, I always say they go where the money is. Like when we had Rise of the Beasts, and I said before Rise of the Beast came out, I said, look, we're getting a big push for Beast stuff, reissues, board games, the movie. If all of this does well, we'll definitely see more Beast stuff in a heavy-handed nature. Unfortunately, Rise of the Beast broke even. The Beast Wars reissue lines all went on clearance. Even the current Beast Wars Monopoly game, board game, is on clearance right now on Walmart.ca. At least I know on Canada it is. I don't know in the States, but I know in Canada it's on sale right now. So it's one of those things where Project Beast didn't work out. 90s kids are kind of fractured. They're between having memories of Beast Wars, but also being Pokemon kids and also being Beyblade kids in the early 2000s. So they kind of put their money in a lot of different places. Where 80s kids of G1, yeah, you had Joe, but you were probably a G.I. Joe and a Star Wars guy, or a G.I. Joe and a Transformers guy, or a Transformers and a He-Man guy. But you didn't really have much else outside of video games. Yeah, Nintendo took over the world, but there's such different kind of markets. And, people who collect Pokemon could just collect the cards, they could collect the figures or the video games, or it's a whole other different animal. And Pokemon is one of those, I like to call it generational lines, like Transformers, where they come around and they take over the world, like a Power Rangers. So I don't know. I don't know why Rise of the Beast didn't do well. I have my theories. I have a lot of different theories that of probably why it didn't do well. That would probably get me demonetized because talking the truth doesn't really work out that well in the world, but it is what it is. Um, but I liked that movie. It's just no one showed up. And I guess the general audience, for my demonetization reasons, didn't want to show up because of it. And it's a shame that they think that way, but that's just kind of how the world is, unfortunately, sometimes. I don't believe in those, feelings, but when they make a majority of the audience, sometimes you gotta understand what's going on, I guess. But anyways, it's a bit of a downer note, but yeah, thank you, Soup99, for the super chat. So yeah, we got the Scalper Busters. These are all great. Especially the Tarn. Tarn was one of those I never even saw Tarn in retail. I go to Walmart and Toys R Us every single week. Every single week I go to a Walmart and Toys R Us just to see what the distribution is every week. I never saw Tarn at all. At all. Like, just because if I would have picked them up because I don't even have them yet. So this is great. This is great. I was gonna wait it out. Someone's gonna sell them loose complete at a TFCon, and I'll buy it. Even if it's sold loose complete and it's sold at MSRP, I still probably would have bought it because I don't care. I'm opening it anyways. But hey, if I would have found it less than loose complete, but now I get another opportunity. Hopefully, it'll be distributed well. And again, it's going to be in that Q4. Maybe it'll even end up being a Black Friday kind of thing. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Mark Morales with the $5 super chat. The Studio Trigger Transformers music video, promotional video also on the Japanese side, the PV, was beautiful. Nostalgic seeing old characters in a new animation. I wish we'd get a new anime trilogy. Let me tell you something, Mark. I always feel that Transformers, in order to keep the brand fresh, has to throw around storytelling every region every so often. Generation 1, 84, 85, 86, a little bit of 87, was written in America. That's how it was. Yeah, the animation was done in Korea and different parts in Japan, but it was written in America. Then you got the Japanese Takara stuff of Headmaster's Master Force Victory Zone. That was written in Japan. Then you got the Beast era. That was written in Canada. So you got the Canadian connection and everything. So then you got a little bit of Canadian creation. Then when we go into 2001 into 2005, between Car Robots, Robots in Disguise, Armada, Energon, Cybertron, aka Micron, Superlink, and Galaxy Force, Japan had the pen again. And then in 1990, in 2007 with the Michael Bay movie, America took back the pen. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to see it, they've had it ever since. Did we get some great stuff out of it? Of course we did. We got animated. People love Transformers Prime. But there was, it's time to pass the pen again. It's not a matter if you did good or bad. It's like presidential stuff. Regardless if the president is amazing or not. After 8 years, you got to pass it along to someone else. And that's it. And so let's pass the pen back to Japan, and I want to see what they could do. Because I'll be honest with you, every time Japan had the pen, with the exception of maybe half of the writing of Superlink, it's always been pretty darn good in my opinion. So I want to see more of that. And Japan is really good with marketing and toy timing and designs, and I'm pretty sure they would just love it. They would just love it. So we're definitely going to talk more about the Studio Trigger thing. Trust me, because I want to give some shout outs to some very talented people that I know that worked on this. So Really good stuff. Rodimus Power Toy unboxing. Are you think we get an updated Power Master next? Next? Oh, do you think we'll get an updated Power Masters next? I would like it if we got Power Masters because one of my favorite Transformers of all time is Godmaster Road King, which is known as Slapdash the Power Master. If we could get an update of him, yo, hook me up. I want that really bad. I'll be down for that for sure. T-Formers 2002. Time to talk about Studio Trigger music video. Well, we will. Don't worry. We will. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Kaz with the $20 gold super chat. Thank you, Kaz. Thank you so much with the gold super chat for 20 bones. Hope Studio Trigger um, leads to a full series. I found it funny. Some people don't know Transformers anime and Takara side existed 40 plus years and started arguing on the US invading anime while Takara owns the IP too. Look, look, the whole point of this entire podcast, Kaz, is to educate people. That's what it is. I created this podcast many years ago because I would go to conventions and I would listen to conversations. You know, I would listen to conversations. Mark, what's up, man? Mark Maher in the chat today. What's up, Mark? Even Mark's here. Is Aaron Archer here too? Got some of the Hasbro people in here. Don't worry, Mark. We're going to give you your praises too. All the guys are here. Jeez, everyone's popping in today. What up, Mark? Is Evan here too? All the boys are popping in. All the boys are popping in. Mark, did you spray paint this? Spray paint this nice one. But yeah, look, the way that I see it is, again, the pen has to be passed around. The pen has to be passed around all the time, and that's how I always feel it, you know? So, and it won't affect like the creative side in terms of designers because there's always been that collaboration, there's always been that partnership with Takara and Hasbro. And so it's just great stuff. It's just great stuff, man. We are getting a lot of super chats today. Hopefully I'll be able to get to all of these boys and girls. One moment. Let's put up the anti-scalper one in the meantime, which again, thank Mark and Evan and the crew for that, and Mark with the good deco rollout on Overcharge. Again, Mark. Overcharge from Chase. I know obviously you're 2 years in the hole already in terms of pre-planning, but you never know. Put it on the back burner. Let's see where we at. Again, thank you again, Kaz, for the awesome super chat. You know, but again, Kaz, I mean that's the whole point of this podcast was all those years of going to BotCon, hanging out with Aaron Archer, and people not understanding how the biz is, people not understanding that there's a whole other world. Thank you, Mark. People not understanding that there's just a whole other thing going on. There's a whole other world there. Transformers is a global brand. And I mean, even during the 90s, like I always say, like, here's a little fun fact. 1992 was actually the worst year for Transformers ever because they didn't have a cartoon, they didn't have a comic book, and the only toys that came out, there was 5 toys that came out in the UK. And that was like that you guys could barely see it, but like that's the UK era where we had, Skyquake and and Lightspeed, the Brain Masters, if you want to call them that, back then, like all those crazy dudes. Like it was a weird time. It was a weird time. Aaron's here too. Aaron is here. Mark is here. I'm glad Aaron's here because we got to talk about some more Aaron Archer stuff. We got that beauty too. Got a lot. Mark, don't super chat. Mark, what are you doing? Mark, what are you doing, Mark? Stop that. Thank you, Mark, for the super chat. Keep up the good work, Proto Man. Thank you, Mark. Oh God, you guys. Where are we at? I'm losing all my spots here. Thank you again, Kaz, for the super chat. We got another one. Jeez, I got to catch up on all of these. Got to catch up. Everything's running out. Got to use 2 different screens here. So we got Joey with the gold super chat. So glad the Scalper Busters, there you go, are happening. Yeah, man. You know what? Like, that's one thing I do like about with this new crew of Hasbro guys is they're really like, let's pull up that slide again. I keep taking it down. Let's pull it up. Is they're recognizing secondary market stuff. They're recognizing figures that, that come out and then they have a very short, shelf life for whatever reasons. And again, you can't control it. You design the items and you don't know how retail is going to pan out. You don't know that a wave 3 is going to be held back because of XY reasons or because wave 1 and 2 got too much, you know? Mark says, I'm trying to do more Armada dudes. Got to pay homage to my homie Aaron Archer. Well, then, I'm pretty sure we know what's going to be joining a commander class at some point. Anyways, going back to what Joey said, could backfire in some way, though. Well, you know what? I always feel it's better to have plentiful stock that people are able to get because then at least the secondary market could warm up to it. Because something like Cosmos, to give as an example, one per case, Walmart exclusive, that's already two things going against it. It's right away stuck as a retail exclusive. And yes, Walmart is, the biggest retail platform of big box and stuff, but you know, what if every Walmart only gets two cases? That's two Cosmoses for every Walmart, as opposed to if they would have also had a platform on a Target, on a GameStop, on a Walgreens, and of course, if mom and pop individual stores could have purchased it through Preview Magazine and Diamond Distribution, meaning like comic stores and stuff, if they could have ordered it. So that always kind of, hurts it in a lot of ways. So for people to be able to get it is great because, the flip side of it is no one gets it and the people who do get it are sitting on them. It was crazy at one point. There was guys on Facebook groups that had and they would unabashedly show they had like 5 of them. And it's like, why do you have 5 of them? Unless you're intending to buy them to resell them. And that's what they were doing. And, stuff like obviously the Ramjet, you can't control that. It's an Amazon exclusive. There's no scalping really with that. It comes out when it's done, it's done. It's kind of tough. And Tarn really had a weird distribution. I don't think Tarn was really scalping so much as just it just never showed up. You know, it was a weird wave that maybe Walmart was stuck with so much wave 1 and 2 that they didn't buy many wave 3. That's what happens a lot, guys. Wave 1 comes out. Oh, it's a new segmentation. So, they're going to double down on it. They'll buy 4 cases. And then they have some leftover of wave 1. So then, wave 2 comes out. Toy manager is going to buy 2 cases. And this is obviously a micro example for a single Walmart in a single location, but let's try to spread it out a little bit, you know. But it's something where, it is what it is. What did I miss on Armada, Wheeljack, Rodimus? It's probably the mini-con he's asking for. Everyone wants wind shear, but that's something I know. We'll see the mini-cons later. Let's not worry about that. But yeah, we'll see. They might shelf warm, but you know what? Which would you prefer? Shelf warming that then as time progresses, let's be real, even stuff that is shelf warmed age very well. The best example of something that shelf warms is any of that Target exclusive buzzworthy Bumblebee stuff. There was plenty of it, and now it's now that it's all gone, people are going to want that toy accurate Dinobot. People are going to want that toy accurate Pterosaur. And when a figure is retired and you take a couple of years away from it, the mint and package product that shelf warmed ends up finding its value. It ends up getting its MSRP value back or higher than that, Mark says, since it was a mainline, there's a certain piece count only allowed. I tried to get his mini-con. Yeah, it's talking about the Wheeljack. Yeah. Well, that's piece count. There's only so much a price point allows. We talked about it in the individual segments, But I'm sure, again, I'm sure we will find a place for it. We will find a place for it like we always do. Like we always do. Let's jump into some other super chats. New Overcharge figure. Time to celebrate. That comes from Mick Twinkles. Thank you for the gold super chat, my man. Hey, man. Again, I'm hoping just for, that Aaron Archer era mini-con. Get that one. Get that one to happen. And then we got Mark's super chat. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mark. So let's move forward because we got more. We got the Hall of Fame voting. So that's done. So, of course, who won the Hall of Fame voting? So first up, we got the winner of the original 13 voting. No surprise, really, the Fallen. I'm actually happy in a way, because I was hoping that it would be, maybe like one of the characters that we haven't seen on the Age of Primes listings through retail computers. But if we could get a Fallen that's drawn like that Pat Lee one, well, this is a Don Figueroa. Pat Lee apparently designed this, but Don Figueroa drew it from the Dreamwave books. But if we could get a brand new one, man, I should have busted out the. You can barely see him. There he is over there, the Titaniums one. But like that's all we had really of that design. And the Titaniums one was pretty rad. But anyone that's messed with Titaniums figures, they are what they are. You know, it is what it is. It's a little loose, little die casty, little out of scale with everybody. So if we could get like a nice leader class one, maybe a large Voyager, I'd be down for that. The winner of the United, no surprise, another commander class takes the slot. I have to message BMAC because BMAC told us what second and third place was for United. I'm curious if we got the results for second and third place for the other categories because I'd like to know like what else people voted for. So Legacy United, obviously, Magmatron just swish did an incredible job. But I mean, hey, I'm just happy that it did incredible and that the fans well received it because that means a certain mammoth could come out and then we'll get Bloody Tusks later and all the others. But yeah, Magmatron killed it. I love that. Mark and Evan were like, yeah, man, they had to fight for that, make that happen. Aaron Archer said Don helped with Titaniums. Yeah, Don, Don, credit to Don with the Titaniums line because from what Don said, Don did a panel at BotCon. Gosh, I want to say it was 2013. He did a panel and he said that they gave him like carte blanche. They're like, do a Cheetor, do an Optimus Primal, and then he was like, oh, I'm going to do a Cheetor. I'll do, you can barely see him, Beast Machine's Cheetor. I'm going to do this guy. I'm going to do that guy. So, I love the Titaniums line. Look, I have the whole thing here because I just love that line. It was so great. I kept some carded versions even because I love the packaging on them. And because there was a Subaru one, gotta say, little alternators there. But yeah, it was good stuff. It was great stuff, man. Great stuff. And Don is a super talented dude. War Within, if anyone has never read the War Within comic books, go out of your way. Any way you could find a way to read them. War Within, good stuff. Really good stuff. For the longest time, that was like my G1 origin. That was my canon G1 origin for the longest time, just because I loved it so much. Then we got Studio Series. Oh, by the way, and Legacy United. So second place apparently was it was Gears was third place, which is pretty cool to see a nice deluxe class Gears get third place. Second place was, what was it? I'm trying to remember. Oh gosh, second place. Trying to remember what it was, but I remember like even Evan was surprised by it. But I'm gonna ask BMAC if he has the results for the others, and I'll post it because I really want to know who got second place with Studio Series, who got third place with Studio Series. I'm very curious, because it's obvious that the Optimus was going to win. It was going to crush it. Animated Optimus Primal. Thank you, Ultra Prime. Animated Optimus Primal, and again, that's amazing. That there's animated love and there's mini bot love. So it shows. I'm not going to say who I voted for. You'll have to wait for that. End of the year, Boxing Day, December 26th, me and Jaws D. Top 5 Transformers of 2024. Stay tuned for that. But we'll see. But yeah, Studio Series, no surprise. Commander Class 86 Optimus Prime. I mean, really, no surprise there. That's why I really want to know what second and third place is, because to me, second place is more the first place. I want to know who got voted there. And exclusive of the year, of course, the Wallop. Good old party Wallop. Great figure. Nice distribution, too. I've seen him everywhere, and people are loving it. And, of course, the unexpected, but not unexpected, because he was in town, Marcelo, what? The man himself. I took some of his best works throughout the years. And, of course, his first piece of work there, that trading card from Fleer back in the day, which was... of Swindle. That was his very first professional piece of Transformers artwork he had to do. He's been with the brand for over 20 years. Good job, Marcelo, and welcome to Canada. It was nice talking to him when we went to the VIP breakfast thing at San Diego. We were just chilling and stuff. But the one thing that kills me, Marcelo, he was like, I tried a poutine in Quebec in Toronto, and I was like, ugh, no, no, Marcelo. You got to go to Montreal and get your poutine, brother. It is what it is. But congrats to Marcelo. Well deserved. You know, the guy's been rocking it in the brand for 20 plus years. I mean, what I'm showing on the screen is a drop of piss in the ocean compared to what he has done in Transformers. It's a huge list of stuff from alternators, Cybertron, Energon. I mean, I think he even did I think he even did some of the weird stuff like power core combiners, you know? So like he did everything. So super talented dude. He even did the box for our Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. You know, his hands are everywhere and he's doing good stuff. And the very first piece of original art I ever bought from a BotCon way back in, God, I want to say 2006 was original art from him that he did of Hot Rod. So good stuff. Good stuff. Congrats again to you, Marcelo, and enjoy living in Canada. I'm pretty sure he's watching the soccer game right now, actually. And then the next thing, then Nate from marketing came and he gave us a reveal, and we got our very first look at Sentinel Prime Voyager class. We don't have a number designation yet, but he's looking great. I don't want to talk too much about him because there's some spoilery accessories going on here and some pieces and parts. So we'll just kind of just slide along to that. But he looks great. He has a third mode, of course. And yeah, looking real good. Looking real good. Marcelo needs to come to TFCon. Hey man, if we could get, it'd be great. We could get Marcelo and Aaron at a table together. Kick me off of Aaron's table. Put Marcelo with him. Mind you, Marcelo should get his own table too. He has tons of art he has to sell. You know, he did all the robot hero art. Are you serious? Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh man, that means somewhere Marcelo did that crazy art for like all the unreleased stuff too, probably like the Beast Machine stuff and Gigatron or whatever you want to call him, Megatron from RID. Man, that's good stuff. And the Tigatron, all that weird stuff. So yeah, so again, Sentinel Prime, he's going to be happening. Here's the info. Nate dropped it all on us here. So we got Transformer Day, which is going to be the Tuesday coming up next week. Walmart.com is going to be doing a live stream, probably from their Collector Con part of the website. That's what I would imagine. You probably will go to Walmart.com and it'll be on the Collector Con part of it. And they're going to be doing a live stream. 30 is going to be there. Supposedly is going to show some new product and stuff. Can't confirm what's going to be shown. We do have the leak that came from BG Electronics or whatever from Australia. They got one of the retail items that we have here today that probably, you know, if you're a betting man, is going to be a Walmart exclusive here because it's, you know, it's a retro reissue item, and Walmart historically has had those for the past couple of years. So, yeah, looks pretty good. I mean, Evan talked about how, you know, Bombshell, it's always difficult to decide the coloring. And while they went with purple with the Legacy Evolution, they're going with gray with the reissue. So going with that vibe. And we'll see what other stuff will be revealed next Tuesday. Of course, the pre-orders for the Studio Series stuff is all going to be available also. The Bumblebee, the Elita one, the Badassatron, and of course, the Sentinel Prime, which looks hype. And hopefully everyone will see the movie by then so they could just appreciate the very I will say one thing. I wish Derek Wyatt was still with us today because man, he would have dug everything that's going on here. He would have loved it. He would have loved it. But Nate also had a little other thing that he wanted to drop. 10/27. It's a Sunday, oddly enough. We're going to get some Devastator info on 10/27. That's all we know for the time being. So just another thing to mark on your calendar. 10/27, Sunday, Devastator, Studio Series 86. Go check it out. That's all we know, really. And that's Nate's shirt, by the way. That's the design that he had on his shirt for people that didn't notice in the live stream. And yeah, and then of course, last but not least, we got the other date here, which is going to be New York Comic Con, and this is going to be October 17th to the 20th, 2024. Of course, we got the Age of the Primes coming soon. We'll see more of that in a moment. But yeah, a lot of stuff that's going to be happening. Through the Space Bridge, BMAC will be there. Good stuff. I will not be at New York Comic Con. I think I'm going to be extremely busy around that time. And I know near the end of the month, I have to take the big trip to TFCon in Baltimore. So I'll be burned out. I mean, it was pretty crazy. I did TFCon, then I did San Diego Comic Con the weekend after, and then I did Montreal Otakuthon, which is also like a humongous anime convention. And that was like week after week after week. I was so burned out. My feet were killing me. I couldn't play basketball. I was just done. Ugh. But yeah. So to do New York Comic Con and then come back and have to do TFCon, I don't know. I'll pass this one for now. And maybe next year. Maybe next year. We'll see. I'll talk to Symbiote Studios. Maybe we'll go rock something out and bring some plush. But yeah, go check that out when the time comes. October. It'll probably be on a Saturday, I imagine the panel will be. Historically, it's usually been on the Saturday, the Hasbro panels. So I would figure like I guess the 19th, October 19th will probably be when all this stuff drops. We will see. We will see. And Cringe McCringle will be at Baltimore too. Yeah, yeah. Me and Cringe rocking out. Um, but yeah. And now let's talk about this one here. Everyone was asking me to talk about it, and I just didn't know how to tackle it without getting a community strike because some of my compatriots were getting community strikes. But let's talk about Studio Trigger and their beautiful stuff that they did. Absolutely amazing. Before I get into it, I want to give a few shout outs. Some talented individuals that I've got to meet throughout the years that mostly through BotCons that got to participate in this. The head director of this, also the storyboard guy for this, and the animation director was the amazing Akira Amimiya. And if I mispronounce these names, you have to remember I'm a French Canadian from Canada who speaks 3 different languages, and Japanese is not one of them. I only read a little Japanese, and I speak a little bit of Japanese. Do desu ka? Okay. So then, so dane. Um, so Akira-san, he was again storyboard. He was the director for this, the animation director, and you know, if you're watching this and you go, you know what, this feels familiar. This guy was the key animator for Transformers Animated. This guy was the animation director for SSSS Gridman. So right away off the bat, if you're feeling something going, something feels good here, you know, that's why. And then Akira-san brought on his friend Masaru Sakamoto, who also is a huge Transformers fan, and he was the character designer for SSSSS Gridman. So if you loved all those beautiful ladies in Gridman, or the mecha, or the designs, or all of those shattered glass homages, thank Mr. Masaru-san here, because he was also part of this, and he was the character designer for this and a lot of the animation for this. And then the big one, Studio Ox was brought back for this. A lot of Studio Ox guys. Toshiyosho Nanoka, Mirafumi Naka, Masahiro Yamane, and Yamane-san is extremely close friends with Obari, Masume Obari, the king himself, Obari-san, and they have a very similar style. So Studio Ox, some of their key members came back to make it happen, Captain. And why was this all amazing? The fan wank, the deep cuts, all of that? Because the project supervisor was my man himself. I say his name on the podcast anytime I can. Hayato Sakamoto-san. I love Hayato. The dude is my bro. I love this guy. Every time we would go to BotCon, we'd eat. We'd get good stuff. The unfiltered, uncensored, amazing, doesn't care, loves his robots. Lore king of Transformers, Sakamoto-san was the project supervisor on this. So that's why it was so amazing. That's why it was so amazing. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And I loved it. Loved every bit of it. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we have Jolt holding a machine gun in what clearly looks like a Vietnam War scene or something. I mean, there's just so much going on. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin. Hey, my girl Minerva's in there. Nice touch. I love the little, throwback to the Master Force episode with the death of Pisu or Piz, however you want to pronounce it, the little dog that died because of Wilder. A lot of great stuff. I mean, it's amazing. That dead Ratchet, what's going on there? Maybe that's like a deep cut to, if G1 met Dark of the Moon. Not Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction. I don't know. Maybe Lockdown got to him in the G1 verse. Who knows? But it was amazing. There's so many deep cuts. It's one of those things you got to go frame by frame by frame by frame. I mean, that's what I was doing. I literally downloaded the video and then put it in my video editing software, and then I went frame by frame in HD. And I mean, just the Minerva transformation. And it sucks because Minerva gets a feature, Shuta gets a feature, and Cab, if you blink, you'll miss him. You don't see Cabu. So one of the headmaster juniors kind of gets the short end of the stick, but there was so many great stuff. So many great stuff. The only thing that I felt was missing, there was no Energon love, aka Superlink. All of that was kind of absent. There was no rescue bot stuff, so that was also missing. No bots. But again, there's only so much they could put in there. There was obviously a little slant also towards the Japanese stuff. There was a more feature on, look, Transformers Go probably got like 7 seconds. And Transformers Go was a very short-lived little OVA-ish kind of Japanese exclusive series that existed during Transformers Prime. So, it's amazing. I really hope, and this is what I said before at the beginning of the podcast today, like in the live stream, that I really hope that the pen just gets handed over for a moment. Let them write it, let them animate it, let them have some fun. Let them create. Anime is its best when it isn't hindered by the outside Western market telling it what to do. Some of the greatest anime that we celebrate are the ones that are uncensored, unhinged, and unfiltered. Everyone knew what Attack on Titan was because it was unhinged, uncensored, and unfiltered. Imagine if we could get that for Transformers. Look at the new, and I don't want to go off topic, but the new Terminator anime that just came out. It's probably the best thing Terminator has ever done since Terminator 2. Let's be real. An uncensored, unhinged anime of a brand. And that's where it's at, yo. That's where it's at. When you let hardcore fans and Studio Ox and all these guys at Trigger are hardcore fans, when you let them create something, you could probably get something really beautiful. Really, really something beautiful. So I really hope that the reception of this will be a strong indication of what we could potentially see maybe in the future. Because we do know we have a new series coming. We have the Cyberworld side series. That's something different from a mainline series, but we have that coming. We have something else after season 2 of Earthspark, but that gives them time. The reaction could happen now. The reception could happen now, and then the decision could then make it all happen. And then we might see something amazing in 2 years, maybe a year and a half if Japan really bangs it out. But fantastic stuff. Love it. And all the talented people. There was people I left out their names, but there were so many really talented people that worked on this project. Let's put it this way. This was turned into an MP3, and that MP3 has been playing on my car. Shout out to Bump of Chicken and their amazing song too. I got to figure out a way to get that convoy now. I kind of want that I'm going to call it the Robot Master Lucky Draw convoy, even though it's the Bump on Chicken base convoy. But love it. Looks great. Beautiful stuff. And I can't speak enough praises of it. It's just great. It's absolutely great. And I know that every single one, I knew it was great when my non-Transformer fans on Facebook were posting it because they were just like, wow, what is this? And of course, they were probably confused at what they were looking at because none of this is canon. Like only like maybe a couple of flickers on the screen were anything that was of actual fiction in Transformers, and they were all kind of death related. It's kind of funny when you think about it. But man, do an Easter egg breakdown. Oh God, guys, there. In all honesty, there isn't many Easter eggs. It really is like, hey, there's a bunch of military tank guys together. There's a bunch of the middle top one. Those are all helicopter dudes. You got Springer, you got Jolt, you got Live Convoy. What was he called in America? Evac, I think. Live Convoy is there. You got Bulkhead, which was known as Sprang in Superlink. Like there was themes, like that very final shot with the kids from Earthspark. Those are all families. It's the Wiki family. It's the kids from Earthspark and their family. It's the family from Robots in Disguise 2.0. It's Koji's family from Car Robots. Or what it was? Yeah, it was Koji-kun. Koji-kun. Yeah. So no, it was Yuki. Excuse me, Yuki-kun. I think it was called Koji in the dub. Why would you change it from one Japanese name to another? Oh, that was Saban Entertainment. But anyways, point is that it's amazing. I just really hope they do more. I just want to see more and more. I just want to see. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hopefully we'll see more of it in the future. Looks really good. And then, we got Kaz with a $5 super chat. What's up, Kaz? Transformers fans memed Trigger to do a TF project. I have no doubt that the outpour of fans wanting Trigger animation helped make it happen. I want them to do it, but again, they better do it without any major interference from Western creators. That's one thing that I have a problem with, is that let a culture tell their story without prying. And let's be real, they kind of did it first. So to say, I understand Hasbro owns the naming, but let's be real. You're going to tell Japanese people to tell a giant robot story? Really? Please. So let them have fun. Let them do their thing. Even if they do something controversial and kill a main character, who cares? Let them do their thing. You're trying to tell me that everything that Michael Bay did is totally fine and got the approval from Hasbro, and there's something that Trigger could do that's going to, dare I say, trigger them? Come on, So Studio Trigger is going to get liner notes from Hasbro, but located under enemy scrotum, totally fine. Yeah. Romeo and Juliet clause, totally fine. So let's let Studio Trigger get the pen and write the story and go crazy and make some amazing stuff that's going to make you money and sell toys. Sell toys. 'Cause that's all it is at the end of the day. It's going to be a 20 to 30 to 50 to 100-minute commercial to sell product. We enjoy it. We buy stuff. If Attack on Titan does well, they sell SH Figure Arts. If a new hot anime sells well, they sell pop vinyls and this and that. If a little baby Yoda does well, boom, all of a sudden there's a merchandising empire that could be done there with a Grogu, So let it happen, man. Just let it happen. Let it happen. Thank you for the super chat, Kaz. Francisco Javier. I love to see a collaboration with Mask. Well, that's something Aaron Archer has talked about many times. That's the mixing of peanut butter and chocolate that he's always wanted to do. He's done closed panels at TFCon about that. I'll leave that to Aaron to talk about in the future. Or maybe if we do a segment on the Toy Armada. We'll see. My hair is a mess today. Jesus. But yeah. Aaron Archer, Energon, Op, and Megs both missing is odd. Yeah. Our, Energon guys not being there, I think maybe because there were already so many Unicron Trilogy representations there. I mean, look, Unicron Trilogy, they got that whole, Master Megatron, Dark Liger Jack, as I know him. But what was it called? Leo Breaker? I think it was called Leo Breaker. Liger Jack, Leo Breaker. Nemesis Leo Breaker, Daku Leo Breaker. Good stuff. Japan only show. Look, make it a Japan only show. You want to bring it over to the West, make it a Netflix exclusive, make it a Paramount exclusive. Look, Paramount has crazy uncensored South Park. For them to have crazy uncensored Transformers, literally the kid who's clicking to watch Earthspark is one click away from South Park. Literally, it's like, there you go, South Park. And then you can just watch a South Park movie, uncensored, unfiltered, uncut. Oh, yeah. So it's not out of the question for it to happen. T-Formers 2002 with the $5 super chat. There's a really nice post on Twitter from a guy who made the episode of Panty and Stocking. Happy to see this video made it full circle. Hey, man, that Panty and Stocking episode was homages out of the wazoo. Panty was the Rodimus and Stocking was the Megatron. I actually did a TFCon panel talking about it because at that time you had the Panty and Stocking episode, and then at that time I think there was the episode of Megas XLR where Peter Cullen returned to reprise a robot voice, which was a big deal at the time. So I did a panel about those two many years ago. I love the Panty and Stocking stuff. I have a pin that I got from Akihabara of Panty as Rodimus. Good stuff. Well, not safe for work though, not for the children. Let's put it that way. As none of Panty and Stocking stuff is, unfortunately. Yeah, it's true. Loyal Subject is going to be doing Mask. They're going to be doing Rom the Space Knight and Gem and the Holograms, which we got to see, which the wifey is extremely excited about because she was buying those, what were they called there? Intensity dolls of, I think it was called Intensity? What are they called? Integrity. The Gem Integrity dolls, which are ridiculously expensive. So to get something that's a little more retail and affordable will be nice. And they look good. They look good. Very screen accurate, which is always nice. You know, people are saying, why aren't they action figures? It's Gem. Really? Really? It's Gem. It's got to have rooted hair. It's got to have, doll elements. It's Gem. Let's be real. But yeah, it is what it is. That they couldn't put everything in there. They literally had like 3 minutes and 10 seconds to sum up all of Transformers' history. I mean, one of my friends was like, "Hey man, like he didn't have, Ultra Magnus wasn't in it, Look, even when you think about it, right? If they didn't have those two Matrix scenes, there was two Hot Rod Rodimus scenes, and they were both, just that's it. I mean, hey, we got some Battle Beasts, Beast Formers. We got to see White Lio there. So that was pretty cool. Or Pirate Lio for the Western market. A lot of cool stuff. Very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. Very cool. We got another one here. Talib! TF1 was great. My 8-year-old son loved it too. Congratulations. Then get your son onto the plastic crack. Got to give him his first cigarette. Remember what they always say, if you give them their first cigarette, they won't have enough money to do drugs. Let me tell you. Ask any Transformer fan how many drugs they do. They can't afford it. So you'd be doing them a favor. It is what it is. But yeah. Let's see. Aside from that, so the embargo's done. Might as well put that on the screen. So I did my full review of Transformers 1. And yeah, like if you want to go listen to that, it's available right now. I personally recommend not listening to my review until you see the movie. I dive pretty deep into it and cover a lot of the plot as well as the Easter eggs. So it's not just spoilery, the movie. It's my segment. It's extremely spoilery. So like even the cool stuff that like are in the background, I'm going to be pointing out that maybe you want to see for the first time yourself and pop in the theater and get excited. So I would suggest go see the movie. Some people might be seeing it tomorrow. Some people might be seeing it this Monday. Some people might be seeing it next week. There's different advanced screenings. And of course, the 22nd being the true official date. When you see it, then go, listen to my segments, and then you'll get all those Easter eggs and stuff. I'm pretty sure all the bigger channels that are film-related channels, they probably already watched my video and took notes for their own thing when they're going to do theirs, because that happens way too often. Way too often. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Mark Morales with the $2 Super Chat TF1 spoiler. Megatron and Optimus fight. That's it. I'll add to that spoiler. Megatron get this, becomes a bad guy and becomes a Decepticon. Dare I say, we're even spoilering it because it's supposed to be D1, D16, not Megatron. Spoiler, Megatron is a bad guy. Spoiler, he works with Starscream. Anyways, thank you for the super chat, Mark. But yeah, let's do some sponsorship. And then not much really I could talk about merch-wise. I didn't pick up much. I got one bootleg pretty much I could show you guys. I got recently. I found a really wacky one doing some toy hunting. T-Formers 2002, that's damn sure. He won't do drugs. Oh, yeah. So let's do some sponsorship. First, let's give a shout out to Symbiote Studios. I'm rocking their Catnip Bravo Bam Convoy today. Yeah. Symbiote Studios, the plush, the pins, and the t-shirts, the official plush and pins and t-shirts of Transformers around the world. Check out the Plush Initiative and all the beautiful Transformer plush. Grimlock is coming. He will be coming out in late Q3 into Q4, so we'll be able to pick up Grimlock as well as the Vanilla Sludge that will be coming out soon too. Everything else is still in stock outside of the stuff that is currently sold out here on the list today. Hopefully, new stock will be available. But go check it out, yeah. Check it out. Check it out. Good stuff as always. And of course, all the other Hasbro brands. Again, some of those are sold out too. But check them out. More pony stuff coming. So if you're a big My Little Pony fan, there's a lot of pony stuff on the horizon. Go check that out too. Where are we at? Where are we at? And then, of course, the Toy Armada. Got Aaron here in the chat. Aaron did some amazing Posca paintings, but if you didn't get, he has a whole bunch more for sale. Go pick them out at archermonster.com/shop. Get some beautiful Posca paintings. Get some original Transformer art. Put on those original vintage 15 to 20-year-old instructions. Man, that kicker one you did, Aaron. If I wasn't a poor man, I'd buy it from you. My goodness, that thing is gorgeous. That thing's worth $1 million in my mind. That thing is amazing. But go check out the other ones again, archermonster.com/shop. And you could also pick up his brand new art book, which debuted at TFCon just a couple of months ago, The Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 3. 36 full color pages on glossy paper of all different bots created by the man who worked on them with cool backgrounds and everything. Pay an extra $15, he'll give you a sketch on the inside of anything you want. Great stuff. Again, archermonster.com/shop. And tell him Proto Man sent you so that he could spit inside the book and say, don't ever come here again. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, check it out. archermonster.com/shop for all your latest Transformer stuff. And that's it more or less. We're going to just jump into some super chats. We barely got 40 minutes left, almost 30 minutes left. What did I get? So I found this. This is really wacky. It's a bootleg of the mini cons, specifically the air team that becomes the Star Saber sword. This is Transoids, $2 from Walmart. $2 from Walmart. This was an older product. This isn't something recent. What's interesting is it was created by Imperial. That is a company today that works with a lot of licensed properties like Dora the Explorer and stuff. But what's even more interesting was also Buddy L licensed it too and was part of the distribution. And Buddy L, if you're not familiar with, if you're an old head like me, those are like some of the guys who did distribution for Micro Machines during the Galoob days and did a lot of diecast. What a weird bootleg of Hasbro 2002-ish Armada stuff. Very weird. And of course, it's using more of the colors for the Dark Saber. And then on the back there, you got also the military team in a unique color scheme there. Because the military team originally kind of had their each unique coloring on a different mold sprue. One was green, one was black, one was that kind of tan color. Very bizarre. Picked it up for $5 at a thrift shop. I was like, that is wacky. It is very dusty. sat there forever. It was like a used toy store, kind of like thrift shop off the island of Montreal in Hudson. For anyone who knows where Hudson is, it's middle of bum F nowhere. And I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. $2 there. He was asking 5, and it's carded. Very yellowed, the card. Look at that. See how clearly the guy was a smoker who owned it before. No, no, not really. Don't smell it on the plastic, but very wacky. Figured it'd go in the collection. I like carded bootleg stuff because there's an extra piece of history with that. But yeah, it's the only thing I got this week, really. Not much else. We're gonna be probably going out doing some more toy shopping tomorrow. I actually have a funeral I have to go to tomorrow, so because I have to go in that area for the funeral, I might afterwards go hunt around. Old habits die hard, but a friend of mine who was a convention regular here locally for years passed away. Guy I knew in college. Imagine. So not going to dive too deeply into that, but so I got a funeral tomorrow I got to go to. But yeah, where we at here? Where we at? Whoa, man, that's too much. Slow down. What's too much? A lot of stuff going on, I guess. But yeah, what else? What else? I can put away all the Subasa figures. Mayoral Fabrication, what's up, man? We're going to be back in your neck of the woods next year for TFCon LA. That's going to be fun. I didn't really make my plans for that yet. It's still so far away, but did not open the blind boxes yet. I will. I want to do a segment where I'm going to be doing again from the kitchen. We're going to do blind box openings because that needs to have the overhead view. The last time I did the overhead kitchen view was the book thing, and that was without a doubt my worst live stream I've ever done in terms of views. Apparently, people don't like looking at books. So we'll do another one, but we'll do it with cracking open stuff. That crazy callback when Not Hot Rod was wrestling with Panty, Not Hot Rod. That was like a Brave character almost. It looked more like a Brave character. But yeah, it was like a Not Hot Rod and changed his face into a Quintesson before exploding. Oh yeah, not safe for work, Lizard Sir X. Let me tell you, it's great for us, but don't show it to your kids. Let's just say, yeah, couldn't get it in right. Couldn't get it in right. Yeah, although it was a flathead, not a Phillips. But yeah, if you know what I mean. Can't remember so just remember how trippy that moment was. The whole thing is trippy. Whole thing was ridiculously trippy. Thank you, James. Yeah, it was unexpected. It's a friend of me and Jaws D. We've known him for like 20 years since college, and he moved to Ottawa, and something happened. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, he deserves his privacy, but yeah, kind of a shame, unexpected. But I guess you know what happens when you turn 40 like me. I'm 40. When you turn 40, it's one of these things where it's like, eh, you know, when you really think about it, people always say like, oh, middle aged is 50, right? But that's if you live to 100, and not many people live to 100. So if I live to like, let's say I live to 90. Yeah, if I live to 90, 45 is middle aged. So I'm not too far away from that. Old man transformer guy, you know, all those toys over there. Those G1 84, 85s, I bought those. Those weren't, some of those were secondary market. A lot of those were not. A lot of those, well, you can't see my first blaster figure. He's like tucked in over there, but you know, yeah. Old man, proto man. Oh yeah, got to probably give him a shout out too. There was 2 deaths that happened this week of 2 individuals. Thank you, T Formers 2002, for reminding me. James Earl Jones passed away. We'll start with him. I know a lot of people know him for Darth Vader, but in all honesty, for me personally, because like I've never been a big actor person, even as a kid. Like I was always like blind to that. Like years later, I go back and watch movies and go like, oh, that was that guy in that movie. Like, but as a kid, my first experience with James Earl Jones, if you don't count Darth Vader, because let's be real, it's not like we saw him, we just heard the voice. My first experience with James Earl Jones was The Sandlot, which is no joke. You want to talk about Proto Man's top 10 favorite movies of all time? The Sandlot is in there. I love that movie to death. I own, like, if you want to own The Sandlot, there's a special edition Blu-ray that comes with trading cards, like baseball cards. Coolest thing. I think it was the 20th anniversary version. I don't know what it goes for today, but if you could pick up The Sandlot physical, get that. I love that movie. 2-disc special edition. Blu-ray edition, trading cards of all the guys, Smalls. Like it's amazing. I love that movie. Great, a great comfy slice of life movie. Even if you don't love baseball, but you just remember, summer vacation, hanging out with your friends, getting into hijinks. What a fantastic movie. James Earl Jones is in that movie. I don't want to spoil too much in it. He was Mr. Myrtle. Fantastic movie. That was my first time I ever experienced James Earl Jones. And then I think I saw Field of Dreams afterwards, and I honestly thought it was the same character because he plays kind of the same character in that one. Another baseball movie. James Earl Jones loved baseball movies. So rest in peace, James Earl Jones. But he was like 92, 93. So I don't want to like be a bum, but like when someone passes away at 90s, it's like, hey man, he lived a good life. He lived a good life. He lived a full good life. It's not like he passed away young like a tragedy. He lived a good life. He lived a life as a legend. He was funny, he was entertaining, he was in fantastic movies. He was in the highest of the high in terms of sci-fi, but he also did incredible other movies. He was good friends with Muhammad Ali, and he did great movies with Muhammad Ali, and him and Muhammad Ali would have very deep discussions about stuff, and you should read up on that. It's very fascinating on that whole culture. You have to understand, I grew up in a black neighborhood, so a lot of that stuff I was very privy to. I literally had a video store nearby called Take Two Video that had a whole section that was called Afrocentric movies, and it was all just movies with black actors and the Wayans brothers and stuff like that. So, big part of my childhood. And I love this. Go see The Sandlot. Go see The Sandlot. Fantastic movie. Uh, what else? What else? What else? And then, of course, Peter Randell passed away. I was trying to find on my phone. So he was the voice of Splinter. Um, I have some video of it, which I should upload one day. It's Peter and the voice of Devastator, Arthur, who is a riot, and they were singing at TFCon in the like it was like the lounge for like guests and stuff, and I was just in there and they started singing. I'm like, I gotta record this, and that's why you gotta hear it more. I'm man. You guys aren't gonna hear it because the microphone's not gonna pick it up, but I mean, super cool dude. I got to meet him. Very awesome. Got him to autograph my stuff and my Splinter stuff because Ninja Turtles, how could you not? You know, his Splinter, like when you listen to his grapple, if you listen to it, you hear Splinter in there. That's a Splinter. It's totally a Splinter. Lord Chumley, that's correct too. What did I put on? Hold on a second. I want to check. What did I put on my autograph of that one? Because Proto Man doesn't forget anybody. Yeah, I put Lord Chumley on there. There you go. Peter, Grapple, Lord Chumley. There you go. Best wishes, Grapple, Lord Chumley. Rest in peace, Peter. You were an awesome dude. I'm sure Arthur is saddened by your passing too, because it seemed like you two were pretty close back in the day. So it always sucks to have one of our one of our compadres in the fandom pass away, and of course one of our creators of our characters that we associate. And Grapple was a cool dude. I liked Grapple. Him and Hoist were always quite the pairing. And again, that Splinter voice was like rumbling in there too. Would you like some sushi? The rat. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? I want to make sure I don't miss any other questions too. But again, rest in peace to those dudes. Joseph, greetings from the lands. Joseph, are you still in Japan right now? I am eyeing the Sentinel Prime Missing Link from TF Expo. But before I buy it from a scalper on eBay, if you could get it for me, I'll pay you a little extra for your time because I don't want to pay triple the price from scalpers if you could pick it up. If you can. If you're too busy at Akihabara and Mandarake and stuff, it's cool. But just want to put that out there because I've been kind of eyeing it. The Sentinel Prime Missing Link. I'm like, do I want to get that? I think I want to get that. Looks really good. Looks really, really good. Really, really good. Ninjatron giving us the ninja quote for Splinter. A happy butterfly does not dream about caterpillars. I don't remember that one. That was definitely, was that a season one? Because season one's my favorite season of the original Turtles. That was like the really good animation before they really went into Fred Wolf Productions and everything went from doing, what was it, 9 episodes to like 36, and then the whole budget went in the toilet. But yeah, good stuff. Oh, it's true. The voice of Sailor Jupiter passed away too. Emi Shunahara. It's true. I saw that on Anime News Network. She did other stuff too. She did wasn't she someone from, not from Dirty Pair? She did another thing too that I know that I'm a fan of. But yeah, man. Yo, Young is here too. Young is Mr. Gundam. Give a shout out to Young, everybody. I'm gonna be seeing I'm gonna probably be seeing Transformers with Young very soon. He has not seen Transformers 1 yet. He's the Gundam dude in Montreal. Very, very cool. Everyone's popping in today. We got a few Hasbro people today. Paul is here too. We got Party Paul. Man, a lot of people came in today. Hasbro people came in today. We got Paul is here, Ninjatron, Young is here, Larry's here. Man, good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, what else? What else do we got? We got, how much time we got? We got 20 minutes left. Let me get some water in me. Who else passed away? Everyone's passing away. My God. A lot of people passing away, man. Pretty brutal. So that shows that we're getting old when all the people that we grew up with are now going away. Such a shame. You know, such a shame. Project Aiko, thank you. Yeah, she was what's her name from Project Aiko? But she did other stuff too. Like I remember someone posted like all her like her top tier characters. She wasn't a Transformer character. I know that much. She never did anything with Transformers, but she did a few other stuff. I'm trying to remember. Gosh, because I was looking it up recently because I was like, did she do anything with TFs? You know, so much good stuff. But it's like it's a shame. And her, it sucks because she was young. She was young, and it sucks because a lot of these Japanese voice actors, it's like, why are they all dropping off, man? It's pretty crazy. You know, we lost another one not too long ago too. So it's like, her, we lost Bulma's voice actor from Japan. It's pretty crazy. David Cabal with the $2 super chat. Proto, any good slice of life anime you love? That's a good one, David. Slice of life anime. I could name a few. I mean, that don't have like martial arts or any kind of extra elements to it. The biggest slice of life anime that's enjoyable, that's more recent, would probably be Lucky Star. A lot of people always talk about that one, but that one, your mileage may vary. If you're not really into like waifu kind of stuff, you might not like Lucky Star, but that's a pretty good one. I was never a big fan of the more harem kind of stuff like that. Like I love Rama One Half, but Rama One Half had a martial arts element and fantastical fantasy stuff with it. So that's why I've always liked Rama One Half. But like some of the other ones I've never been big on because you could say, oh, Love Hina is a slice of life, but it's really a harem anime. That's a tough one. It's something that's just like an innocent slice of life anime. What was it? I think it was called Greenwood. That was pretty good. Like a male boarding school. It was very kind of boring-ish, but it was not too bad. Good animation. Uh, that's a tough one. Someone would have to remind me because I watch a lot of Urusei Yatsura Lizards for X. I don't know about that being slice of life. That's like harem, sci-fi elements. Slice of life. Oh, my girl's an alien. We could all relate, darling. Like striped bikini. It's like Naruto, slice of life. Every day. Dragon Ball, slice of life. Um, Which one did you say, Ninjatron? His and Her Circumstance. Oh, thank you, Dylan. That's a good one. That's a good one. Was it Karakano is the Japanese term for it? The name of it? That's a good one. Yeah. I think it's called Karakano because it might be not listed under His and Her Circumstance. It has like a Japanese name too. That's a good one. That's a really, really good one. That one was actually, I think, what's cool is I think the outro of it, like it's like based off of a real school. Maison Ikoku is a good one. That's a Rumiki Takahashi creation from the creator of Rama. That's another good one. Now we're going down the more romance stuff. Orange Road, that's a good one. Orange Road's really good, especially if you watch the movies. I think those are on Tubi. You could watch that. That's pretty good. Ninja Scroll, yeah, Ninja Scroll, great slice of life anime. More like slice people in half and drink their blood. Yeah, I love that line. Hey, buddy, why don't you just F off? I'm busy. What was he busy doing? Not safe for work. Uh, oh man. Yeah. Looking for it. Yeah, it's Karakano. That's what it was. I remember it was like it had like a we like the Japanese name because I learned about it when it was called His and Her Circumstance during the old VHS tape trading days. But then like when it became more like online mainstream downloading, it was called Karakano. Golden Boy. Oh God, Golden Boy. Okay, if we count Golden Boy as a slice of life, then that's my number one favorite slice of life anime of all time. Golden Boy is in my top 10. Kintaro Oe is my man. He's my spirit animal. I love that man. Life is study. I own animation cells from Golden Boy. That's how much I love that anime. I went to BotCon. There was a guy selling animation cells. I bought Beast Wars second animation cells, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the OVA, and Golden Boy. Those three. I have Kintaro. Study, 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 because you have to. Episode 5. If you know, you know. BMO, baby. Golden Boy. Golden Boy. Do not watch it with children around. Golden Boy. How do you like my swimming? And watch the dub. Watch the English dub. I know that sounds like it's sacrilege, but it is the only there's two times in anime history that the creator says the English dub is better. And it's um Go Nagai with Shin Cutie, and I think it's called Shin Cutie Honey or New Cutie Honey. Go Nagai loved the dub for that one better than the original Japanese audio. And Golden Boy. Golden Boy. Watch the English dub. Oh my God. GTO, that's a great one too. Great Teacher Onizuka. That's another great one. I'm a big anime guy, so you guys are going to be throwing these at me. I know all of these. I forget more than I remember. Clannad I've never seen. That one I have not seen. Grave of the Fireflies. That's not a slice of life. Why don't you watch Barefoot Gen while you're at it? Oh, when the nuke was dropped on me. You know, we might be living barefoot Gen if we don't take care of ourselves. Let's put it that way. Clannad, I never saw that one. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. GTO is really good. That's a really good one. That's like if you like Golden Boy, GTO's got some of that vibe too. Because Golden Boy you only get 6 episodes and you want more. And the manga's not that great in all honesty after those 6 episodes. So GTO is a good place to then go afterwards. David Cabal, thank you everyone. I've been on a foreign 90s anime rental vibe lately. Miss those old anime VHS stores. Bro, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I used to live in an anime store. Shout out to Sci-Fi Anime and Lou back in the day. He would have his arcade machine of Neo Geo with 4 games on it. What were those 4 games? Samurai Showdown 4, what do you call it? Super Strikers, Street Hoops, and 3 Count Bout, which was a wrestling game. Street Hoops was a basketball game, and Super Strikers was a soccer game. And Samurai Showdown. If you don't know Samurai Showdown, you're not a fighting game guy. Samurai Spiritsu, as it was called in Japan. But yeah, man, I used to live in that store. I would like Fridays, I'd go there. I'd chill all day there. Gundam models, anime, video games. I'd stay there till closing time. The days before social media. Man, good times, good times. What did Joseph say? I saw Joseph said something. I find the best English dub is Full Metal Alchemist. I never watched it dubbed. I never watched Full Metal dubbed. I watched it subbed. Sandy is big on Full Metal. She loves Full Metal Alchemist. She has the Ed figure and everything. I think it was SH Figure Art she got that one. The robot. Timmy K Pointer extra GTA bootleg DVD set. Hey man. Well, any way you can watch it. If you're an anime fan, part of being an anime fan is watching it any way you can. You know, I won't judge someone. Neo Geo had 8-Man. 8-Man was a really good game. That was the running dude. 8-Man based off of that super, super old anime that RoboCop was based on. No joke. RoboCop's origins come from 8-Man. But man, I used to play so many fighting games back in the day there. Oh, love it. Actually, you know, it's funny. Someone mentioned King of Fighters because I busted these guys out for Subasa. Here you go. King of Fighters, Kim. Every color of Kim. Kim Kapwan, Korean dude. He was my man in King of Fighters. Love that. I have a huge box of Keshigumus. Tons of them. You guys might know them as muscles or decoys for the Transformer fans. A lot of good stuff. Did I miss a super chat? Ethan. Here we go. Sorry, Ethan. I'm so sorry. Everything was getting passed up. Okay, so Ethan, I'll do your super chat, and then Horned Owl, I'll do your question. I'm so sorry if I missed anything. Ethan says, have you seen the 40th anniversary movie special by Studio Trigger? Oh, we talked about it. We talked about it, brother. We covered it all, baby. We covered it all. I'll even put the slide up. Where's the slide? We talked about it. Let's just say I loved it. Don't worry, when we do the replays of this, you'll see it. You'll see this slide on the screen, and then you'll know to like jump to this part of the live stream, so you don't have to listen to my voice for 2 hours. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But yeah, we talked about it. I loved it. I loved it. I don't even know where to begin. Trust me, we talked about it for like 30 minutes after. But thank you for the super chat, Ethan, and I hope you enjoyed it. That's the most important thing. We need to send a message to Studio Trigger and Hasbro and Takara. We want more of this. We want only this. We just want this. Horned Owl, did you see the op cameo of Pulse Con Dungeon Dragon part? Well, I was hearing stuff with Dungeons and Dragons that they're going to be using AI to do some of their material, and supposedly some Transformer stuff with that too. So none of that is confirmed, unfortunately. It's just rumors right now, so don't take my word for it. That's just what I was hearing online from pretty reputable sources, but we'll see what happens. D&D is being a little weird. Joseph Ryder says, I hung out with the kid who did the voice for Alphonse. Oh, really? He was a nice kid, but his mom was super hot. You know what's hilarious? That's almost the same story with the voice for Raph, excuse me, the voice of Raph from Transformers Prime. He was like 9 years old. So when he did the signing for BotCon, he had his mom with him because he was so young. That was funny. Well, let's just say I hope you got an autograph from him and you got a phone number from the mom. Yeah, because you never know. James, well, the slide was on the screen for like 5 minutes, so you can't miss it. Yeah, it was definitely up there for a while. Did you show your slides for dinner? No joke, guys. No joke. Because I was so busy today, that's why my hair is like Dr. Wileying on me here. I was so busy today. Did a whole bunch of stuff today. Was running around, got a bunch of stuff done. Came home, didn't even make proper food. We were supposed to have okonomiyaki tonight with pork belly this time instead. My stomach is actually growling just even thinking about it. We were gonna have that because we have a funeral tomorrow and stuff. No joke, I'm probably gonna have mac and cheese tonight, like just something quick and simple, just because I just don't have time, you know, just don't have time at all. So it's definitely something. Nothing impressive tonight. Mac and cheese with orange juice. That's about it. Just something to hold me over. Tomorrow, I'll probably have something nice. We're going into town. We're going to go to the funeral. Then we're going to do some shopping because we're going to be in town. Maybe we'll go grab a bite. I haven't gone to sushi in like 3, 4 months, so I'm tempted to go back to sushi again. I don't know if Julian's in the chat here today. I was literally talking about him with him yesterday. I was like, dude, where's a good sushi place now since the Big V? All the good ones closed down. So we will see. I don't like instant ramen. Instant ramen is so unhealthy for you. Look, it tastes great, but it's so bad for you. Instant ramen, I'll have it once a year if I'm lucky. Otherwise, not my jam. There's so many other instant Japanese or Chinese stuff that you could have that are so much better for you, you know. But it is what it is. Um, Someone asked about someone asked about the trading card segment, not segment, channel. People are wondering, I'm working on, probably should hide his personal info, but I'm working on a new channel with these guys here. If you're familiar with Upper Deck, uh, kind of made some connections at San Diego Comic-Con, kind of went back and forth with them with some ideas. Because I want to do a channel talking about the history of non-sports cards, more specifically the Marvel DC side of it, with a sprinkle of here and there. Obviously, Transformers is going to come up at some point because only Transformer cards. I have 3 books like this, Transformer trading cards. 3 books like this. 3 books like this, Transformer trading cards. So I kind of want to do a separate channel talking about the history of non-sports cards during the what's called the junk wax era of the 90s, the beginning of Marvel with Impel and DC with their showcase series, Marvel Masterpiece. It might be boring to a very, it's a very specific segment of the audience that grew up with that, but it is something I want to do a side channel, and it's not going to affect the current channel and what we're doing here. It's not going to affect the Toy Armada. It's something I'm going to do I'm going to do a video once a month maybe, but they're going to be very dense videos. So, and they're what I call evergreen content, which is there's no rush to do them. If I do it today or if I do it 6 months from now, it's not like I have to rush to do them. And I want to just do the history of it, and I could take 2 months editing it, and I could do it in segments and stuff. But yeah, you know, but like, I mean, just Transformer cards, I could talk forever. I have no joke like this. I have like maybe 40 of these, like this. And yes, Hot Rod says G1 because it's G1 cards and it has Hot Rod on it. Because I'm a simp. Um, no joke. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Aaron, for the little stickers here too. Um, no joke. I have like 40 of these just of Marvel DC. X-Men, Spider-Man. Aaron, you have some stuff that I actually want to get off of you that you have. You have a few little things that I want because I could use it for the channel too. We have to talk about it because you have a few old 90s cards too. But I like, man, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, only because no one else is doing it. And I feel I'm qualified to talk about it because I have the knowledge, I have the collections, and I have the editing skills and the charisma to talk about it and to make it entertaining for people to want to watch. I don't want to sound arrogant, but let's be real. That's kind of what I want to do. So it's something where Joseph, all of Proto's videos are dense. Oh yeah, dense indeed. But it's something where, I would dig it. It's something I want to do, even if no one watches it. I just want to put it out there just to feel like it's been done. You know, Oop, there goes some Kishis. Because I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, look, the history of just Transformers, and I just want to just pull out a couple cool pages here. Like here, like look at these. Like Japanese. These are called manko, which are kind of like Pogs, but not really because they're a lot thinner. So like, all the Japanese leaders back then, these are from the 80s, you know. Got a whole bunch of those. Got obviously phone card kind of stuff. Look at the way they spell things. God Zinrai, Comboy, Comboy. Again, this is, Japanese phonetic. Could they do Diatlas? Diatrus, you know, phone cards, all kinds of really cool stuff. What else we got here? But just everything. Just everything. A lot of really cool stuff. Oh, these are great. These were the Cybertron satellite region stickers, all the unique convoys. Look into that one day. That's the Japanese region convoy stickers. A lot of cool stuff. And look, this is just Transformers. I want to do Marvel. Marvel's going to be the main focus for Upper Deck and Tops, but you know, just something I've been playing with. Just a little idea here and there. Ashton, my dad gave me all his DC cards. He had a card store in the 90s. Wow. And it is a nightmare for me. Everything that makes my head, oh my God. Well, I'm curious what you have. I mean, you probably have a lot of the showcase DC stuff with the gray borders, which are pretty cool. There's a lot of cool cards there, but it's something it's a little something I've been playing with for a while. I've been thinking about doing that channel because sometimes I just do channels and I do videos because I'm just trying to fill a market or a niche that isn't being done right now in a fandom, Like for me to do an anime channel when there's millions of other anime channels that'll probably do it better, why would I do that? But like there's no one really having a proper talk about non-sports cards. And I love non-sports cards and I collect them like crazy. And by the way, this is book 2. Let's get book 3, you know? Oh, look at those guys. Anyone recognize those? You know? And in book 3 with all the others. These are all the more modern ones. So obviously you have, all the Titans Return and all kinds of cool stuff. Obviously these are great. The e-hobby ones. People probably seen those. These are really cool. Been collecting those too. I've always been a card collector guy. Love them. They're always cool. You know, love it. So, but yeah, we lost the audience. Oh God, he's talking about trading cards. Ugh, ugh. This boomer. Actually, I'm not a boomer, but talking about trading cards. Got to put this all back on the shelving. Got so many. Last one. Trading cards. Yuck. Cardboard. Who needs cardboard? Actually, what's this one here? I got. Yeah, that's that one too. The Japanese Transformers always came with a card in the box. In most cases, yes. Starting with G1, they had trading cards. They were much thinner. Don't think your standard. Let me grab a standard trading card here. Here's a picture of Cybertron. Standard trading card. And then let me grab a Yu-Gi-Oh card because Yu-Gi-Oh cards are actually the standard size for Japanese cards. So you have a standard American trading card. Here's a Yu-Gi-Oh card, Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh card. So you can see already it's a lot smaller. And then I have one nearby here. Here's the size of the cards that the Transformer stuff was. So there's the 3 sizes right there. them all against each other. So Yu-Gi-Oh card. That's a Famicom. I think that's Mach Rider from Famicom. So like those are like the three sizes. So a lot of the Transformer cards were kind of like this size at first, and then they kind of moved them up to the more standard size afterwards. When you get to Beast Wars, 1 second, yeah, Beast Wars. Around no, even before that, yeah, Minerva had a standard trading card. So I'd say Master Force Headmasters. They started to standardize it, you know, to a much more like the Yu-Gi-Oh size card, as I call it, which is still a little small, but not tiny. But yeah. So and again, because we have American cards are always been a little bigger, giggity, than Japan. But that's to compare that there to give you an idea. But where's Butters tonight? Normally he pops in by now. He is literally sleeping on the couch right there. Butters, you want to come on up? He's yawning. I don't think he's bothering. He doesn't care. Tired today, bro? Yeah, he's tired. He's tired. Wake up the poor cat. Just for you guys. Here's another nice one. This is a nice hot rod. This is from China, this one here. Nice card here. I love my trading cards. I love my trading cards. Anytime I could get trading cards. But Butters is chilling. Butters, he was back. He went back to sleep. Where are we at? I collected so many Marvel series cards. Roman says, yeah, man. Like during the 90s, there was like so many. There was the Marvel Universe series. There was the X-Men series. There was Marvel Masterpiece. There was Flair. There was Fleer. You know, just that alone, I just glazed over 7 years of trading cards. Vision, you know, the Vision cards. Those were great. James says, a lot of Transformers Prime Wars trilogy cards sitting in sleeves in my desk drawer. You know what? Those cards are cool, man. They're really high quality cards. I got to give Hasbro credit. Like they really, they were good stock quality cards. And when they were doing those Peel ones, if you guys want some inside baseball, so the Peel trading cards that we had from Kingdom, that was actually because at the time Magic the Gathering was testing peelable trading cards, and so they figured let's let Transformers do it first as a free thing. That way, if it doesn't work out, no one's going to complain because it's free, because they wanted to see if the foil would curl, and the foil luckily didn't curl because it's a thinner thing. And that's that. Oh, someone's coming here. Butters, you want to come? No? I think he's hungry. Uh, the Spider-Man cards. That's true too. There was like 3 lines of Spider-Man. I think those were done by Flair. Those are the ones with the 9 pocket color, 9 pocket connecting stuff. Butters, you want to say hi to your audience before we call it a night? Come here. There you go, sir. Go say hi to everybody. There you go. Go say hi to everyone. So I think we're at the 2 hour mark. We're gonna have to call it quits tonight, guys. Also collected the Star Wars cards. I never collected any of those. They did the long ones. I remember those for episode 1. So guys, we're gonna call it quits for tonight. We're at the 2 hour mark. I gotta go get ready for tomorrow and everything. Still have to eat too. But anyways, guys, thanks again for tuning into the Transformer Slag podcast. Thank you to Mark Mayer, Aaron Archer, and the Hasbro crew for popping in too. Thanks to, just everybody, who just popped in, Goober and Ninjatron and all the other dudes and all my patrons, all my YouTube members, T-Formers 2002, Roman, James, whoever's on the screen right now. Guillaume's here. Guillaume just popped in. Ashna, Joseph, Tommy, Timmy K. Poindexter, Michael, all the guys, everyone, all you great dudes. Just say yo so I could just say your name, Motortron. But again, thank you all for coming in. Once again, if you want to continue supporting the podcast, again, there's the Patreon link down there. It's probably the best way to support the podcast. Gives you access to the Discord and all that stuff. And aside from that, you can hit that join button, be one of those beautiful green names if you don't want to do Patreon. But we are done for the night. I know people don't want it to end, but 2 hours, I think, is enough for me. Rudy Mac, thank you too, also for coming in. Yeah. Had fun, guys. It's been great. Joseph will talk. And me and the white cat, we're going to go make food. Right? I'm hungry. We're hungry. We're both hungry. Take care of yourself, everyone. Take care of your loved ones, your families, your friends. I know the world is getting crazy right now with politics and wars and all kinds of stuff. Just take care of your family. Those are the most important people in your life. And just enjoy your hobby to the fullest. Have some good people around you, some good food, and a roof over your head. That's all you really need. And ignore what's happening outside that door. I'm out of here. I'm going to go chill with the cat and the wifey, have some food, and relax. Roll out.